all know what it's like to go through the hard AF times. You know what I'm saying? But when your man is going through it, how do you handle it? What happens when he's dealing with trauma from his past? Are you his soft place to land? Or are you more like, suck it up, buttercup? Encouragement is a powerful tool that can help your man achieve his goals, overcome challenges, and become the best version of himself. Let's get into it. We're talking how to encourage your man when he's going through the hard AF times. Allow him some room to work through his own feelings too. He may have a hard time articulating it or understanding it enough to communicate it to you when he hasn't even truly accepted or even acknowledged it for himself. More importantly, do this with love, respect, and some appreciation for him as a person. And this alone can go a long, long way because we're here to build a level of intimacy better than any fairy tale, because this is real life, babe, and we're here to build bonds, not to break them down. High performance coaching changed my life. And now, as your certified high performance coach, I'm using it to help you change yours. I wanted to get to the next level, but didn't want to sacrifice myself or my relationships in exchange for it. It's possible. So let's create harmony in your life. Whether you have one area or several, you want to bring high performance too? That's exactly what I help you do. If you're feeling MIA from your own life because you're so busy making everyone else's world go round, you've forgotten who you are, how to make yourself a priority, and what's important to you, like your dreams. You are tired of going at it alone and you've tried to make some strides, but really struggling to make change stick. I know you're ready to take action and get results. If you fit one or all of these, you've got to apply. Get yourself your free Cast Your Vision session and get a jump start on bringing high performance into your life. Gone are the days you let life live you, or find yourself in the same place year after year, or letting your circumstances, past or present, define the rest of your life. You can have the support you need to apply proven strategies to your life and finally spark the courage to make your dreams your reality. Get your free Cast Your Vision session so you can bring high performance into your life today. Check the show notes and get started now. In the midst of doing all the things, you can do all things and chase your dreams. Stay encouraged as we go on this journey called life, tackling everything that comes our way while we shine our light despite any circumstances we face. No more downplaying or dimming your light, because through the good, the bad, and everything in between, together we can encourage over everything. Being the encourager you are, I know you're pouring into all the cups left and right, honey. But what happens when that cup is your man's? And it's not just your usual words of affirmation kind of support. I'm talking your man going through it, that deep wounded trauma kind of going through it. It's not the topic that's talked about very much, but here we are, being the change, babe. In relationships, we sign up for the unseen. Life is happening like a box of chocolates, and you never know what you're going to get. Thank you to the wise Forrest Gump. But seriously, if you are with somebody long enough, you are bound to deal with some things, whether from Christmas past, present, or future. When you see your man going through it, those times when it's hard AF, and you know what I'm talking about, what's your stance? What position are you playing? Are you his soft place to land, or are you like, suck it up, buttercup? Even if you are his soft place to land, Are you in the mode and you stay that way, or does it wear off after a certain period of time and you like, now look, you done been dealing with this for long enough and now it's time to really deal or I'm out? Now, I recognize patience can run thin. Sis, your nerves can be frazzled, but let's get you equipped to encourage your man while also supporting you. Calling all superhero ladies. Are you a busy woman looking to level up your life, ready to say goodbye to the energy slumps, scatterbrain moments, and stressing trying to squeeze everything into one day? Dump multitasking and master being in the moment. Because if you are done with your days running together and feeling like one big major blur, or worse, feeling lost or like you don't even know yourself anymore, let's get you back into your day by feeling the day and being present. I've got just the solution for you. Join the waitlist for the Amplified Encouragers group as I show you how to amplify every aspect of your jam-packed schedule, have more energy, focus, and time to chase your dreams while doing all the things, from supercharged productivity hacks to mind-blowing self-care tips. I've got your back and your funny bone too, and get ready to conquer the world while still rocking that superhero cape. Go to the show notes and click the link to join the waitlist and be the first to get all the goods in this group. Click the join the waitlist link in the show notes and save your spot. First and foremost, remember your man is human, going through his own human experience. We live in a society that glorifies men for their strength, and vulnerability and their soft aspects are just not included. As a mom to a son, I have done my best to create space for his feelings, for him to know it's okay to feel and express those feelings, and with those feelings, trust the person who you will share them with, that they will nurture those feelings. It's helped me to have this lens even in my own relationships. We have to remember women are not the only ones that deal with trauma, and we are known to have our own ish to work through. You know what I'm saying? So let's remember to grant our man some grace. I preach, grant yourself some grace. I go in heavy on that because the more we grant ourselves grace, the more likely we are to be able to grant grace to others. When I listen to the men in my life talk about what they've been through, what they've learned from life, it's remarkable to see their transformation from their own experiences that they've had. In fact, I'm reminded how even they need grace. Grace to handle what's on their heart, to face the day and the roles and responsibilities that they have as well. I know you want him to be here for you, but let's also make sure he's showing up for himself. Encourage him to prioritize his self-care and taking care of his physical and mental health. You may not recognize the level of influence you have over your man. It's not about you influencing him to do what you want him to do. But the influence you have in him living a healthy lifestyle and caring for himself emotionally and all the other areas of his life. Encourage him to recognize his own needs and be in touch with them enough to know how to meet them. In a world where you are busy, you've got a household to run, crazy kids' schedules, work, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. With all the adulting going on and all the roles you're working so hard to fill, it can cause you to forget about one of the most important relationships that you have, the one with you. Whether you've just been too busy making everyone else's world go round, or maybe you're living according to what somebody else thought was best for you, Or maybe life just happened and it's got you feeling like you don't even know who you are or what you want anymore. There are so many things that can distract or disconnect you from your inner knowing. Go from feeling lost or disconnected to reconnected with the Reignite Your Inner Knowing roadmap. Get you back in touch with yourself and feeling like a priority on your own list. Knowing your desires and what you want at this season in your life, you can live the life of your dreams. And it starts with the connection you have with you. Check the show notes to get the Reignite Your Inner Knowing roadmap. It's your time to get back in touch with you. Click the show notes and get started. The American College of Cardiology did a study, and it shows married men live longer than single men. Now, I'm not saying use this statistic to club your man over the head with marriage, but I am saying you play an influential role in his lifestyle, going to the doctor, eating right, and all the things. Encourage him to seek the help he needs mentally. There are a lot of men who do not open up, and if they do, it may not be easy for him to do that. Let's remember, women aren't the only ones going through childhood trauma or overcoming it as adults. Let's extend grace when you hear about all he's had to overcome and not use it as a weapon against him later. Be patient with him. Now, listen, I know you thought breaking into Fort Knox was impossible. Try breaking down the walls of a man. Okay, listen, I kid. Even here, there is room to shift our perspective. Don't look at it as breaking down walls. Look at it as building a bridge to one another, deepening your relationship, enhancing your friendship, getting to know him on a more profound level. Exercise some patience to know that he may not move at your pace. He may not be as quick to open up or have conversations every day. Remember, we are all on our own journey. I'm especially talking to my personal development junkies, or what I like to call enthusiasts. Some of us can talk about wounds that have healed from now until forever, but not everyone can or is in a space to. His healing is not yours. His journey is not yours. His healing journey is unique to him. You decide what role you play in that, but know what your capacity is to invest and what that looks like for you. Do not assume that you know what he needs or how he needs it. Just because you process or have certain needs when healing, it doesn't mean that his are the same. It's okay to ask, what does he need? It's okay to ask if he just wants a sounding board or if he really wants your feedback. Allow space for it to be about him and what he needs. It's easy to operate from that space of what you want, but it shows another level of love when you can prioritize him and his needs. Allow him to be seen and acknowledged. Think about how much your love can grow just from that alone. You are worthy of self-care every day, not just on a Sunday. As you do all the things and chase your dreams, self-care has to be a major part of your day-to-day life. Giving yourself what you need is the key to being able to give everybody else what they need. If you're having a hard time making sure your self-care is on your list, get all the deets in the Encourager's Insider Guide to Self-Care. These free, easy DIY tips for simple ways to make self-care a part of your daily routine, plus some bonus goodies. Get your free Encourager's Guide to Self-Care because you deserve to be a priority on your list. Grab it right on the blog or the show.encourageovereverything.com/self-care freebie. No more being last on your list. Grab it today and give yourself the gift of self-care. It may seem obvious to you, but ask him how he's doing with whatever specific you want to know about. You really got to fill in the blank here. We wonder why we get generic answers, but it's because we're asking questions that are generic. So we've got to ask better questions. Be curious about what's going on with him. Again, not assuming, but curious to learn about him, his thought process, and his intentions. Offer him kind words of encouragement. Remind him of who he is and whose he is. Check in with him by asking if he's feeling loved and let it breathe. Let your questions breathe. Sometimes we just too busy trying to answer the question we asked. Give him space to think and answer. Be okay if it's not the time that he wants to have this conversation. Ooh, wait. I'm really talking to 20s me, okay? In my 20s, I was bad at this. I would want to talk, and I want to talk right now. We gonna hash it all the way out, right here and right now. Praise God, I grew out of that. Also, because I'm a deep thinker. So at times, I want to think things through and figure out my own feelings. And sometimes that means make it make sense to me first, okay? Allow him some room to work through his own feelings. He may have a hard time articulating it or understanding it enough to communicate it to you when he hasn't even truly accepted or acknowledged it for himself. So exercise some real patience here, especially if you have an expectation he already got his stuff figured out when he may not even have done this for him own self yet. And do your best not to expect him to have it all figured out when that could be something he can't even give to himself right now. More importantly, do all of this with love, respect, and appreciation on him as a person. And this alone can go a long, long way and build a level of intimacy better than any fairy tale because this is real life, babe, and we're building bonds, not here to break them down. I love sharing my favorites with you. My favorite app on my phone is the Growth Day app. The journal feature is everything. If you want to be able to journal literally anywhere you have your phone in hand, this is for you. If you don't know what to write, no worries. You will want this for the science-backed journal prompts alone. It's a great place to reflect, explore, gain new insights, and level up your perspective. This all-in-one personal development app has a great plan section, a place to capture your life scores, and so much more. Now, if you love self-improvement as much as I do, you are going to love what Brendan Burchard has put together. Check out the link in show notes, and I'll see you there. Not all men have had an example of other men talking about their feelings, processing them, working with or through them. If you are not the best with patience or tapping into your more soft and nurturing side, recognize where you at, okay? Recognize that you may not be the best person for him to do this work with. Now, listen, sometimes people need something deeper than what we can give. Can I get an Oprah? Dr. Phil? Literally, he may need a coach, therapist, spiritual advisor, men's retreat, or some other resource that can help him. This is no slight against you. Let's not keep ourselves stuck in thinking we have to be someone's end all be all. That's where we set ourselves up for failure. This ties back to capacity and knowing what you have the ability and bandwidth to provide at the time. This is not to judge or see yourself as less. While supporting him, you've also got to look out for you. You may be in a season of struggle yourself and not able to go deep because you're already robbing Peter to pay Paul emotionally. It's okay to seek what you need individually and come back together to build as a couple from there. You want a strong foundation to build on, individually and collectively as a couple. Men are not exempt from needing care and attention. Don't let the movies fool you into thinking your man is only this strong persona that you know him to be. He is human. He has his own fair share of hurts, wounds, and wisdom to gain from the human experience we call life. Make sure there is room in your relationship for both of you to heal and thrive. Relationships are a form of medicine. For as much as they have the power to heal hurts, That is not their sole purpose. It's okay to ask him deeper questions to get deeper answers. It's also okay to allow him space and the freedom to work through his stuff at his pace and in his way, as long as you don't have to intervene from a safety perspective. It's up to us to create space for our men to feel safe enough to be vulnerable with us, to be his safe place to land, and not think less of him because of it. He is human, and it's inevitable he will have feelings to process and express in his own way. He needs your encouragement and support just as much as you need his. So be open about your intentions with him so he doesn't have to guess or assume where you're coming from. Encourage over the man in your life because he goes through things too that are hard AF. Remind him of what he's already overcome, and he will get through this too. Encourage him to be the best version of himself because when you water you and him, you may find that's all the incentive he needs to do his work. Encourage over your man because together we can encourage over everything. Encourager, thanks so much for tuning in. My wish for you is to have your encouragement cup filled up. If you enjoyed this episode, there's a few ways to say thank you. Share it with friends. You are a true encourager, sharing encouraging messages to lift others up, because that's just what we do. Leave a review, light me up with some stars, and share your feedback, as this is how we make encouragement a way of life. And to keep the conversation going, connect with me on Instagram at Encourage Over Everything. Check the show notes for today's sponsors and all the ways to work with me and stay connected. I appreciate you. Until next time, I'm sending you love, light, and loads of positivity because together we can encourage over everything.